My beautiful stars, reading time. I want to start with these again. Oh, blind date. We split it on. Maybe you're going on a date, this collective. Okay, let's see. Main collective. Or should we start with those? No, we'll start with these. Okay. Like I can hear your response. Don't judge me. Oh, all right. Okay. Oh. All right. This collective feeling a little bit abandoned right now, left out, walked away from. Something's feeling quite cold. We've got depth here. I think it's the lack of depth that's maybe something you're really going over right now. The rejection. Okay, I think there's been a lack of a conversation here. Abandoned, dismissed, irrational fears right now. I think this collective, you were clearly, when this happens to anybody, it can be very confronting. This depth here, maybe you thought that you really had depth with this person. Maybe they really presented emotionally available. Maybe they were actually very expressive when you were with this person. But when they started to shut down here, it's like those communication skills, that depth of even internal knowing about this connection, it's like it all went out the window. I'm hearing this when you're with someone and it is quite expressive and it's forthright and they're great with affirmation. It's like you really do. You find that emotional intimacy with someone, and then if you can be left this kind of way, it's really hard to wrap your head around. And I find this day and age, people that have this depth in a connection and then someone unfortunately shuts down, makes you feel abandoned, makes you feel rejected, you put them straight in the category of they're a dismissive avoidant, they're a fearful avoidant, that's why it's happened, or they're a narcissist. And 9 times out of 10, that's actually not the case. If you've experienced depth of communication, good communication skills with someone, and they've just shut down out of nowhere, it normally comes to kind of a trauma trait where they're either a little bit conflict avoidant and they've done something dishonest and they don't really want to face that dishonesty. It really normally stems from something they're hiding, right? And it's just sad when someone goes through this, because it's the human brain to try and make sense of it, right? And it's really hard, especially if you do have rejection trauma, abandonment trauma. It's hard to see it as I'm so attached because it's a trauma response of mine, right? It goes straight to this person's X, Y, and Z. No, this person X, Y, and Z, they've activated your trauma and it's something you need to reflect on, right? Right, collective, you'll know what I'm saying, and there's a reason I am saying this. When you can put someone in the category of something, and I always say it's the same with the labels on the twin flame journey. No, they're my twin flame. No, we just need to heal. It's really not healthy for the mind. Whenever we're blaming, instead of pointing the finger back, it makes the healing experience a lot longer. And I feel this collective, what you're clearly going over things in your mind right now, but I think for the right collective, like this isn't easy to go through, but it's okay. Heartbreak is okay. We don't give ourselves enough grace for heartbreak. It has to be categorized. No, you just need to understand first why it's affecting you so much. We talk about understanding yourself at such a deep level all the time. And until you really learn these qualities, you're going to keep attracting in the same people to activate these things, right? And again, I'm not saying this collective, you're not going through something deep and it's not painful, but just this irrational fears I've just kind of stuck on. And unfortunately, whatever your brain is focused on, you're going to keep finding things to validate it. That's how the brain works, right? You're confirming your thought pattern. If you're in a negative thought pattern and you think that this person's X, Y, and Z, what are you going to keep finding to confirm that they're X, Y, and Z? everything you're seeing, because that's what your brain's receptive to, right? When we're in a place of irrational fears and we're extremely overwhelmed and we're full of anxiety, I always tell you guys, as hard as it is, put the phone down, go do something you enjoy. Create the pattern of creating joy in your life in moments of overwhelm. And people that go through this kind of energy, they can isolate, they can just shut down, they forget to put themselves first, they, those little things that keep your soul joyous, it's like it goes out the window, and then we wonder why we can't get past it, because all we're focusing on is the pain, the abandonment, and the rejection. And whenever I say things like this, I always get comments, easier said than done. No, do it. Do it and create the pattern. It's not going to work in one day. It's being consistent. It's being consistent in the uncomfortability and the mind date. Commit to yourself. Me personally, I've got whiteboards all over my house. I'm so about structure and organization, right? Every day I've got my little list that I want to achieve and I want to do, right? That's what I focus on. People need a different focus. If you're wanting change in emotion, you need to change the direction and the action. Wake up. Have something planned straight away. Go for a morning walk, whatever it is. Even if you work a 9 to 5, when you're at work, make sure on your lunch break you're getting out in nature, you're doing things, you're going to the gym after work, or you pick up some side classes to do, or you study a new course, or you just have to be proactive about it, right? Don't cut yourself off from your friends. Actually make, even if it's one day a week, to go see a friend, see your family. If you've got fur babies, spend a bit more time with your fur baby. Whatever it is that makes your soul sing and makes your soul feel at peace, do in these moments. And again, it's not going to work straight away. Yes, you're going to do some of these things and you're going to feel distracted and you're going to feel overwhelmed. But if you can commit to yourself, commit to the uncomfortability and say, well, I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable in this emotion, but I want to make myself comfortable in this emotion. So I'm going to put myself first. Why would I let my mind be consumed by someone that's made me feel rejected and made me feel abandoned? Yes, there was depth. Yes, there was validation. Yes, I clearly felt love here. But this person, if they've done this to me, and I'm saying this in a place of love. You guys know me, I'm a bit forthright. If you could love someone this much, and unfortunately that person's done this to you, there was clearly things in this dynamic and this person's behavior, unfortunately, you would have been choosing to ignore. Because I always say this is hard, but it doesn't come out of nowhere. And a lot of people think when this happens, they've been blindsided. There would have started to be a little bit of detachment. There would have been started to be a little bit of a temperament change. They would have started withdrawing slowly, right? Even if it was just a week or two prior. But people that have these trauma traits, your own trauma, when this happens, you start to get more anxiously attached. You start to notice all the energy change. So you put more effort in. Instead of starting to put up boundaries when this is starting to lack and see it for what it is, right? Your trauma kicks in, right? And then this person does this, and then everyone needs to categorize it because your pride and ego gets hurt. No, they're an avoidant. That's why they've done that. Oh, no, they've got narcissistic traits. No, they're going to come back around. You don't need to categorize it. You're trying to soothe yourself by taking away what you need to heal. It's their fault. No, it's not their fault. Sorry, I'm an energy worker. I talk about this daily. This collective, I just don't want you sitting in irrational fear. You're accelerating it by trying to categorize right now. You're accelerating it by trying to excuse what you hold within. You would notice this in connections. You would notice as someone's pulling away, you start to get anxiously attached, or you start to overthink. You're putting in more effort. We talk about those off-balance relationships, right? When someone starts to pull away, this person here who's starting to feel the lack of energy, they start to do more, right? And then this person is pulling away more. Every time you're nicer, and then your relationship becomes like this, right? And then you wonder why someone pulls away instead of thinking, because you've got trauma, thank that person's out of my life. Whenever someone starts to pull away from you, love or not, that's you not being valued. That's you not being appreciated. You should be like, peace out. Who do you think you're dealing with? There's the front door, right? When people can't have the strength to do that, it's not this person's fault, right? It's the person that struggles to see themselves. Anybody that can just remove this, there's something that's not aligning with you. So instead of craving them and thinking, oh my God, no, they're just going to come back, they're an avoidant, they're this or that, they're this or that. This person has absolutely activated everything in me that I know can drag up this emotion. And it wouldn't surprise me if this person, because if you really struggle with this, you would have shown this person this through some of your actions in this relationship, your codependence, whatever it was, right? But they chose to leave this way anyway. Why do they deserve you sitting there craving them? Why do they deserve you losing each day to your emotion and pain and irrational fears? They don't deserve that. Even if they do come back, which 10 times out of 10, energies like this, they always circle back. It's how the universe works. It's for lessons. But if they come back and this is still lacking and you're just holding on to what may be, you're going to be one of my collectives. You're just stuck on these loops for years, right? So I'm saying this because I genuinely love you guys. It doesn't matter what this person is feeling, or like, look at what they've done to you. Look what they've done to you. Stop giving them grace by categorizing them. Oh no, they're just an avoidant. Oh no, they're just this. Oh no, they're just that. All that grace you're giving to them, give to yourself. Put yourself first. That was sorrow that wanted to come out then. This collective, you're extremely overwhelmed. You think they're your divine masculine. So again, we've put a label on it. We're excusing what they've done because you've got a label on it. And the intimacy. So you're holding on to the potential. You're holding on to what was. You're holding on to the depth that they had and the awareness of emotion they had once upon a time. So you, in your soul, you already know they're not an avoidant. They're not this, they're not that. This person shut down out of nowhere, because everything I say is for a reason. They were clearly being dishonest. They could have had someone on the side. They were hiding things in their life they weren't ready to confront with you. You got too close to the truth. They shut down. So that means they're sitting in agony, in long suffering, craving you. You're craving them, but they're not wanting to make any change, right? So why should you long and crave over someone that's choosing to be dishonest, choosing their comfortability over love? You don't deserve that. You don't deserve that. The bond here, how you used to confide in each other, how you were open and vulnerable with each other. You're holding on to, again, the good times, but look at what the bad times have done to you. And even if this is truly a divine connection, I say to you guys, when you're in this phase, then you aren't close to union. You guys need to get to the point of detachment, understanding your trauma and saying peace out to this person because you know you deserve better, right? And this is why I tell you guys, let go of it. Stop holding on. You're unconditionally loving someone else that literally destroyed your soul, because that's what true twin flames are meant to do. Destroy you to your core so you find yourself again. So until you find yourself again and you understand yourself and you understand your trauma and you understand why you're enticed by someone someone that can abandon and reject you, and really go within, start understanding your greatness, start understanding you are a divine child. You are here to literally help change this world. It is not about this person. It's not about this person. Until you guys truly get that, you are stuck on this layer of obsession and delulu. It can be for years. I promise you. This is not worth this. It's not worth it, because you're putting your healing on pause just in hopes, right? You guys are a reflection. You guys, if this is truly divine, this is the fear you ricochet in one another time and time again, right? Every time you're in this loop, they're on a loop of their own trauma and their own trauma responses, right? Focus on yourself, like we said at the start. It's not easier said than done. Just do it. Just do it. This doesn't work. Why not try something different? 66 days to create a habit. Have 66 days of not saying no to yourself. Say yes to yourself. Every time you want to say no, say yes. Make that list. Whenever I don't know, for anyone that watches me daily, you would notice this in in collectives. Any collective I read that's even coming close to union with their person, their feminine is detached and they're fed up, right? When I see energy like this, even if you've got someone about to knock on your door, it always turns into a reading of a lesson, of a layer, right? You might feel them because they're around you. It doesn't matter if they're around you. All that's coming in is a lesson of trauma. They're meant to amplify your triggers, like to the utmost, to amplify your greatness. So until you really understand this, and this collective, your layer is this person making you feel rejected and abandoned, until you heal it, until you break the cycle, until you put yourself first, what's going to keep circling back around? The soul lesson of you deserve better. Right? Sorry, I'm truly saying this from a place of love. I don't want anyone stuck in this emotion like this, especially if this is truly divine, because you're prolonging your time away from each other, right? Because the right decisions don't get made. You find strength in silence, then they pop up, and once again, you cave to the exact same thing. Stop the pattern by changing your own patterns first, your daily life. That was meant to be abandoned. This says ecstasy. Now it does say chasing the thrills, the excitement, the good time. Maybe this was a little bit of a forbidden kind of thing, which true divines it is, because you guys have huge societal issues and it could have been quite thrilling. But I'm actually hearing for this collective, you guys could have actually been in the midst of some unhealthy habits as well here, right? I'm hearing that specifically. Like this could be a collective that came to my mind. I want one more for that. The shocking came out. Well, clearly this abandonment was shocking, but I ain't gonna lie, I actually feel this collective, you guys could have had some naughty habits here that added more thrills and excitement, right? Right, collective, this is your focus, so these are things you're going over. But how shocking that this exit was, it created turmoil and it was extremely unexpected. For this collective, where, like I said before, when something what feels just gets removed like this, you would have had some warning signs. Even if it was just a week or two prior, this person's energy would have changed, started to change. But I feel this collective, you clearly struggle with abandonment, even rejection, trauma. You would have anxiously attached. You would have started putting in more effort as they were shutting down, instead of saying, peace out. Who do you think you're talking to? There's the front door. Pack your bags. Get out of here. Right? Okay, so there is bitterness in your soul as well. And it's funny, I did a reading a couple days ago and I'm feeling very similar energy in this collective. And I remember saying in that reading, you think that, especially if you're this, right? And I'm going to confirm in this reading, but if you were really this dynamic, this in and out and reflecting on the pain, these irrational fears, you are building resentment and anger. You are going to be highly triggered. So when you're in the moments of longing because you're holding on to things that clearly, I don't think this collective you've seen for quite a while, right? I think the moments of pain and rejection and abandonment are far outweighing these moments right now. Subconsciously, you have all of this pent up emotion, right? But you guys, as soon as you all go through a phase of, oh, hey, how you doing? Acting like this person's done nothing to you, acting like they didn't just put 1,000 daggers in your soul because you're so worried about them. Are they going to run again? Maybe this is the time we can get back together. Blah, 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 blah. You're forgetting about everything that's been done, right? Again, your trauma response. Choosing to see someone that does not see you. The worse they treat you, the more you want them, right? That's starting from within. Now, this collective, until you understand your boundaries, your self-love, and you deserve so much better, divine or not, you are going to keep creating bitterness, resentment, and anger. So you're going to be a highly triggered mess. Even if there is some miraculous chance that you guys would get back together, it wouldn't last a week. Because the first thing they do to trigger your subconscious mind to feel that this is going to happen again, you're going to lose your marbles. You're going to be triggered. You're going to start maybe unnecessary arguments, accusations, picking and prodding, becoming very critical because your soul has so much resentment for the past. You're choosing to keep excusing the past because you're not accepting the past properly. You're not facing the past properly. You're in denial over the past. Look what's been done to your soul. I'm ripping off the Band-Aid for this collective. They are not a divine masculine. They are a runner right now. This comes from when you both have healed. This comes from when they're actually activated. If this person's still treating you like this, they ain't activated. They're not your counterpart just yet. They're not activated to the divine light. They're still stuck in the 3D, I'm a cool cat kind of energy, right? Why hold on to potential when all you have felt is pain since the rejection, the abandonment? It'll just keep you on a loop. And this poor collective, you really do, you've got bitterness here now for this person. And I don't even think you're aware of it. Okay. This depth. Yeah, you're conflicted. So you are back and forth. Again, I always say as a reader, I'm not here to tell you how to feel. Clearly this collective, you're a collective, the right collective, you probably respond a little bit better to tough love, or you're actually at that point, you're not wanting to feel like you'd be ready to hear this, right? You'd be ready to. Whenever I have these kinds of readings, it's a very specific kind of energy. This is kind of how... And I always say people don't like to hear readings like this. People hate it. They know it's the truth. They're only liking the ones about, oh, they're coming back, even if they're in complete pain and agony. It's people that are listening to this. You genuinely want to see it differently. You genuinely want to you want to know where it's coming from. Truly, truly. So this collective, this may be hard to hear, but if you haven't pushed this, you're ready. You're ready to hear it, right? I always say if it really is giving you some form of peace and strength, save it And these moments you want to give up on yourself and say no to yourself and sit there and doom scroll and just think you're anxious, and watch it. Watch it. So you say yes to yourself, right? If you have not been shown this, don't hold on to it. Even if there's everything in your soul that says to you, you're a twin flame, you're a divine, let it go until you see their divine self. Until you see this, it is not relevant. No activation, no counterpart. You guys go through this Delulu phase thinking, I'm Delulu for thinking I'm on this journey. The reason your soul keeps telling you you're Delulu, it's because you're not seeing. It's the denial. It's the denial of what you're holding on to, right? So it makes you feel crazy because deep in your soul, you know you shouldn't be treated like this. But instead of truly going within and understanding this, you sit there and just wait for reconciliation. Just thinking this person's going to miraculously turn up and sweep you off your feet and you're going to get this fairy tale ending when all you've seen is carnage, right? That's not this journey. It's not this journey. You're here to do something for this world. That's what comes first. You will never fill up anyone's cup properly until you fill your own cup up properly. And I promise you, you could think you're so healed, this collective, you ain't filling your cup up properly. Because majority of your soul, look at how you see them. But you hold on to the intimacy and the vulnerable moments, which are, I'm going to be honest, I'm feeling is kind of a forgotten memory, right? For this collective. I don't think you've seen this for quite a while. The conflicted, the bitterness, the lack of depth, the rejection, the abandonment. Even if this person maybe just accelerated and came in for a cycle, right? And once again, they've burnt you in the fire. Still holding on to this. You don't want to be conflicted anymore. Put you first. Like I said the other day, let go and truly believe. You want to believe you're this, or you swear that you are this, let it go. Trust in your red thread. Trust. Everyone can swear black and blue they're on this journey, but they can't surrender their journey. They can't hand it over. They can't hand it over to our Creator. Surrender to the divine. If you truly believe, let it be. Maybe you do need to go on a blind date. Maybe someone just tried to set you up on a blind date and you were like, no, because you're not ready. You're emotionally unavailable. But like I said the other day, oh no, it's because I'm a twin flame, I'm celibate. No, you're healing, you're protecting yourself, right? You're not ready for love because you're broken and your higher self knows it. So they're isolating you, wanting you to heal because you're meant to be a cup for the world around you. But again, you need to fill up your own cup properly first, right? I always say this, you were truly marked from birth, that's what comes first. What you signed yourself in to do in this lifetime. You're a true divine child, focus on that. Alright, let's confirm these two. Good. I hope you're not thinking about how they withdrew the intimacy. I hope this is finally you starting to withdraw from holding on to this. But again, maybe very surface level right now, especially with the abandonment, the rejection, how the depth just disappeared. You could be trying to find answers and think of why it just suddenly withdrew. Who cares? It happened, right? Sorry, I have to say it. It happened. You don't need to give yourself answers. You can't change you can't go back in time. You can't rewind the time and think, oh, if I noticed it there or this, or maybe I could do this. You can't do it. So why let it consume you? You're not letting the past go. So I guarantee you, if there was any, you would repeat the past. You don't need clarity. Your clarity is already on your table. They're not by your side. That's your clarity. Thinking of them, I think it makes you feel hopeless, right? But I think this collective, you genuinely think they're sitting there in hopeless despair energy over this. And I said it before, even if they are, actually, I quickly want to see what they're actually... Okay, so we've got talking to the void muted and they're not moved on. Same with this collective. They're hiding their feelings. They're faking being calm, even though they're hurting, right? I need to be a cool cat. We said it before. So everything I say is for a reason. They probably feel just like you, but they're not ready for the change. They're clearly not activated. If they knew the power of this spiritual connection, if they knew the 5D connection of this, just when you guys activate, if they were really in divine energy and activation, they would be knocking your door down, right? Because they would know what this is. It's not just some connection that can be replaced. They would get it, right? So, yeah, they feel you, but they're trying to pretend like they don't care. Talking to the void, unsent messages. They've probably written you a gazillion messages that they refuse to hit send on because it's coming from up above. I always say true divines, it can't be manipulated. It's not like a karmic that you can just say all these words, call them 100 times, and then you guys are making up, breaking up, making up, breaking up. Divines, once that veil is on, there is nothing, there's nothing you can say that is going to bring you guys back into alignment. It's your action. It's what you do. Your healing and what you're doing for this world. When it's time to release those veils, divine's got a hold of it, right? So it doesn't matter that they're sitting there with unsent messages, doing this, doing that. It doesn't matter. Fake apology. So I was talking to myself, fake apology came out, and I said it wouldn't surprise me if this collective, you've just gone around the roundabout again, gaslighted again, no real change. I don't think they're a manipulator. I just don't think they get their emotion, and they're drawn to you. They're drawn to you. If you guys are truly this, the cosmic alignment, the cosmic triggers, it all gets activated from up above. They probably think it's their free will. No, it's being activated up there for lessons. Every time they come in with broken energy that makes you awaken, you ascend every time, right? So they give you the pain because you guys are strong enough to walk through the fire. Don't let it consume you. Learn the lesson from it. Remember, it's everybody in life. You all get to a point, or not everybody, I'm going to take that back. Some people can walk through the same fire 1,000 times and not even take notice of it. But you guys get to a point, you're like, this fire, never again, and you finally learn the lesson, right? And you flick it from your shadow so it doesn't come back around. That's where this collective, we need you to get at, and you're clearly nearly there, because otherwise I wouldn't be talking like this, right? If this has just happened and it's dragging up this, knock yourself out of it. Or if this is finding you to make you strong so you don't repeat this cycle again, don't fall short to a fake not even an apology. I think it would be a breadcrumb for this collective, because your lesson is to feel abandoned and rejected. So they ain't coming in with depth of words. I'll tell you that right now. They're coming in, see that claw? Like, that's what it's like. They just suck your energy dry. Just be careful. Or you're one of my collectives, they've messaged and you haven't budged yet, but you're getting tempted. You're getting tempted to respond. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm just here for advice, but if you've been watching this whole thing, don't do it. This is nice. Their soul's coming back online. There's some form of spiritual reset. I don't think just yet. I don't think just yet, but I do think it will happen. They're in the middle of... This could have happened, this burnt bridge. I had a collective the other day, but the no contact zone. They're drawn in, but they're still being very stubborn, right? And if it is truly divine, once you guys finally break that layer, you truly activate that dark night of the soul. Because how you guys got activated from literally life full of trauma, but it's kind of the final trauma your soul can take. Your brain fuses out from literally losing half of your soul, right? True divines. But you guys never give them the fear of loss because you're always there, hey, right? So they can burn you time and time again. And you guys, sorry, I have to say it, you're too easily accessible. Return the fire. Make them feel you ain't there no more, right? Because if it really is divine, it'll activate them. It will activate them. Don't excuse the bad behavior. Okay. I need to get you an archetype before we keep going. I want to see your energy. And I'll get an archetype for this person as well. Oh. This collective, you got one straight away. You got the river. And this person. This person, the riddle. Oh God, the labyrinth, the maze, the fault line. Anyway, oh, the love bell just came out. Spirit's telling me, be gentle. Okay, hold on, let me get these. Okay, the river, the stream, the flow, the current. There is a reason so many rituals of change and rebirth take place in the river. It is forgiveness embodied in physical form. And this collective, you clearly, we talk about ascension mind all the time. This focus for you, it is time to change it. That collective I brought up in the start of this reading from a couple days ago, I feel you guys are you clearly in the same color. You're the same color of energy. Collectives work in colors, but your stories just deviate a bit, right? This is why I say discernment. But it's like this is the other, your mind is trying to ascend you from this lesson right now, right? And we said you don't even know the bitterness you're holding because you just can't let it go, right? This collective, your main focus of sorrow, feeling rejected, the bittersweet, the shocking, how this happened, trying to find the answers, thinking that the answers are going to change the past, all of this stuff, they're trying to let it go in the river. Let it go. Let it go. It's not serving you. It's hurting you. You're hurting yourself. You don't need a magnifying glass over the reasons for this. You don't need to categorize them and say they're X, Y. Who cares what they are? Focus on you. Ascend this mindset. So next time they're ascending you, it's not the same focus. I always say you guys can really feel like you're healing that energy, which you guys have, it's small steps, big accomplishments. But if every time the overwhelm and the trigger comes up and it's the same, so it might be more sporadic, it might be, maybe at the start it was on your mind all the time. Then it goes from maybe a month to apart and then it comes over you again, but it only lasts for a few days. But if it keeps coming up when the overwhelm, the shadow self comes up, it's not being ascended properly, right? And we've got a full moon in Leo, don't we? Isn't it tonight, 1st of February, full moon in Leo? Ascend from it so you don't have to deal with it again, right? Without asking for anything in return, the river washes away what is no longer necessary, smoothing over sharp. That don't ask for, I don't know why this is coming to my mind. I'm hearing it. You could also be one of my collectives, even with all the pain. It's like you're there giving your spirit team ultimatums. Get them to message me or this, or if they message me here, I'll do this, or if they do this, I'll do like... I love you guys to bits, but I always say your divine team is for you, for your internal balance, for your internal yin and yang. If you forever get signs of this person, do you know what it's your higher self wanting you to do? Because what your brain has now categorized divine masculine yang energy to be their face. This is why I say remove the face, right? So every time your higher self is wanting you to work on your yang, your strength, your mental discipline, your action, your perseverance, your stamina, your willpower in life, who are they going to show you? What your brain has now allocated to be yang, divine masculine energy, right? Because you guys, your mission, your structure, watch the whole thing. You're meant to balance your yin and yang within. If you are forever being bombarded with masculine signs, you're not seeing something properly. Your yang needs to be improved. And can I tell you something? Yang energy moves with logic, not emotion. So if they keep showing you divine masculine name, birthday, you're not in your logic. Spirituality, balancing spirituality and practicality, emotion and logic, right? Sorry, I have to say this is coming out for a reason, because you ask for nothing in return. Healing is not, it's sovereignty. It's not about the external gain and you're going to win the lotto. I can't tell you how many people I've read that genuinely believe they're going to win the lotto. Like they genuinely, but that's part of your activation. You all get this, you're going to win the lotto, jackpot, you're a god, goddess, Jesus, whatever you all get the same downloads. But do you not think your lotto, you've hit the jackpot, your miracle of activation? I talk about this all the time, but unfortunately, because your brain has been programmed to see lotto as money, abundance, just how your brain is now programmed to see divine masculine energy as this little gremlin's face, you've got to allocate your signs, right? The universe is not giving you signs of how you're going to be, they're giving you signs to heal. They're giving you signs to come within. Like I said before, you guys are truly here to change this place in some way or form. They want you to know how to fill your cup up the right way so you know how to fill other people's cups up the right way, right? So all your signs and synchronicities is about alignment, is about filling your cup up the right way, right? So again, if you're getting bombarded with signs of a masculine energy, what logic do you need in that moment? What direction? What willpower? What mental discipline do you need? What action do you need to take in your life? And this collective, that was a huge part of the first part. Choosing joy, putting the right structure, having a routine, doing things that when you feel like you want to doom scroll and be in sorrow, you get up. You don't say no to yourself, I can't be bothered. You say yes to yourself. You choose you, not the pain, right? The right collective, you'd be getting swallowed with signs of them right now. Anyway, once we step in, we are no longer in control. The river carries us farther down the stream of transformation than we ever planned, right? They're just transforming you through the fire, through the river. Its waters have a special gift for reflecting back to us a new dreamlike vision. Once the tears have passed, which you're going through now, you'll awaken, another awakening, which you're going through now. They're ascending you. They're ascending you. Watch the whole thing. Especially every time they come, you go through another rebirth to rip away that abandonment, that rejection, that this, that. See it. Once the tears have passed, we see ourselves as we have never seen ourselves before. And I said in that part, I would not be talking like this if this collective, you weren't ready. You know, let this be the final fire. Keep in mind that you stand within the river. Keep in mind that the you that stands within the river is the real you. The real you. Not this everything you're blinded to in the midst of emotion. Full of deep emotion and potential. Nothing to hide, nothing to judge. But right now, full of bittersweet because you keep letting someone treat you like this. May you drink in the sight of your true self. So when you're in light, Acceptance, grace, reflection, and forgiveness. When you're in dark, torment of emotions, the irrational fears right now, flooding, overwhelm, the rejection, the abandonment, you're not in balance because you're not seeing your river properly. You're not seeing your true self properly. You think that you see this person's true self. You're seeing them as a divine masculine. They ain't no divine masculine right now. So how can you see their true self if you can't see your true self? Oh, but I know they're divine. I saw their divine soul. I know they were divine. It's like my soul just knew them when I met them. But what about your divine soul, right? Again, don't give them more grace, which we said 100 times, than you. You deserve that grace. You deserve to see yourself. You deserve to believe in your divine light. Right? Okay, this riddle. Oh my God, I feel I'm going to get spicy for this one. I feel I need to take a little bit of a woosah moment. Riddle. So even Source, their higher self, is looking as a riddle. Like, they just can't get it together. The puzzle, the question, the mystery. Oh, God. When the riddle is present, one must stop searching for the right... Oh, so they're as bad as you. Wouldn't surprise me. Trying to find all the answers, the clarity. I need to know this. I need to know that. I need to know this. You probably, if this really is divine, you would reflect that. It can't... All the right answers, it cannot be found. And we said that for you. You can't rewind time, and there's no point holding on to it. And ultimately, it is not important. And remember, I stopped and I said, if this is really divine, you guys are ping-ponging this fear and this energy and this and that. That would not surprise me for this collective. You keep them more stuck with your thought pattern. Truth. Rather, there must be a shift from the literal to the metaphorical, from logic to mythic. You are thinking too small and literally about the too literally about the situation. Seeing in the box, not outside of the box. Both as bad as each other. Two peas in a pod. The riddle card appears when the energy is deep and mysterious, like the elusive wisdom in a Zen... I can't say that word. Focusing harder won't do it. Let it go. Neither will increased effort. Time, surrender, and humor are your only allies. This is the advice I was giving for this collective. I don't even want to say, but this collective, this energy... is you right now. Watch from part 1. You guys are probably embodying the same stuff here. I've got to get the universe's perspective next. So you focusing on your day structure, having a good time, all of this stuff, it's going to help. It's going to help. We said in that part, just do something different, because what you're doing, it ain't working. Try another approach. What feels like the most pressing dilemma won't reveal its deeper wisdom for a long time. Eventually you'll learn a profound lesson from the riddle. For now, get comfortable with the limitations of your intellect and the reality of not knowing. Because you're not meant to know. You're meant to surrender. It may in fact be the only reality there truly is. Surrender to it, let go of it. Again, watch from part 1. All the advice I was giving you, this person needs. When they're in light, a great awakening happens. The circle maybe I was not feeling that. They could be, they ain't activated right now. But when in dark, manipulation, deceit, trickery, and that's what was it, the fake this one, nothing adds up. That just flew. Nothing adds up. The inconsistency, the suspicion, the gut knows. Both of you. You are not going to believe this. I was talking to myself and then it split on this. This is how it split. It split like that. This was standing up like that, right? And I was literally saying, and this is the card that came up and said for them, awakening, right? And I was saying, if I'm seeing you in the riddle, then that means they are in the river. So they really do have potential. Because remember their soul's coming back online. I was like, I don't know about that. Everything returns, alignment, a spiritual reset. The first part of this reading is so important. This collective, you need to just let this go, because it's probably, you're at the point, the inner power, you're probably at the point you may have potential. Finally activate this person. But first, I just want to confirm. All right. Let's see. Okay, universe's perspective on your connection. That's good. You just got to expect the unexpected. The bunnies. Rebirth. And the Fool. I have to clarify, your very first card is expect the unexpected. Right now, this collective, everything's expected. You're consumed by it. You're consumed by it. You haven't experienced the unexpected because you haven't let go of it. This, I think, comes when things are unexpected. So the spiritual evolution, the tree. So once you ground, you've got 2 cards here of fertility, rebirth as well, vitality, personal growth, your past life self, connection, evolving, and your connection to source, right? Changing the belief system, changing the principles, the structure, right? What rebirths are meant to do for the mind, what true divines meant to break free from the subconscious programming. Once you guys can really knuckle in on this, stop the loop in the mind, you have something very unexpected that will come, okay? This is so important. Embrace this rebirth. Come out the other end this time, seeing things differently. Not doom and gloom, not holding on to the pain, trying to get clarity over the past. It doesn't matter. Let go of the past. Okay. This is your connection. I'm hearing let the tower crumble, because I always say when you guys get a tower, that foundation was not serving you. It was rickety. You would never have been able to build something profound, stable, and long-lasting. It had to go into destruction. You can't change it. There's nothing you could have done better. There's nothing you could have seen at that moment. It clearly had to happen, right? I want one more for this. And I felt that with this collective at the start. I really think there were warning signs. There was a storm brewing. You both were clearly a little bit torn up, even though it happened sudden and unexpectedly. I don't want to say it was a total wreck, but you were delaying the inevitable here, right? It had to break down, the over and done, the ending. But you need to see the ending. You need to, that's, remember right at the beginning, I said there's no point categorizing and saying it's this or they're sitting, you need to believe it's done, right? It's all to evolve you. Holding on to them is holding on to the pain. Just remember that, because this collective, you're genuinely wanting to heal from the pain. If you keep holding on to the what if, or you keep holding on to the past, you're going to keep holding on to the pain. Release them so you can let the pain go. Stop thinking they're going to come, surrender to it. Change every time you're thinking they're going to come back. Who cares if they come back? I deserve better. Affirm the right thing in your mind. This, you've got the compass over it. That comes first. Without that, Your journey, this, as I'm saying, let it go. Whatever's meant to be, until this truly happens for the right collective, you're on pause here. That's beautiful. You've got the Hierophant underneath the rabbits. But the programming, the traditions, the things you're trying to break free from. Trust in your power, trust who you are. Born leader, and he's the traditionalist, right? But to get new beginnings, there's certain traditions, and you know what I say, sometimes beliefs, it's an accumulation of bad habits, right? One more from that. You're always meant to feel the crisis, the sorrow, the pain. First part, it was part of your destiny. It was part of it with this. Destiny, spirituality, divine guidance, trials and tribulations were necessary here. The emotional loss. All right, sorry, that was a bit of a long phone call. Very nice for your middle row stalk. Transformation, change, renewing through the restlessness. This is about moving, relocation, pregnancy, birth, slender and tall. And you've got 3 cards here of fertility, birth. Okay, but right now, you guys, you're in the middle of a season. So whatever's coming for this energy, you're smack bang in the middle of a cycle. So don't hold on to expectation or what may be. You guys, purpose-driven, working on internal security, external security in your life, confidence, getting things going, becoming bold, brave, reliable, something you can count on, right? So again, clearly in the past here, just the core qualities that were needed to have that long-term longevity, there was things that were off balance, right? So let's just say, we know this collective, you've gone through this in the past, but let's just say middle of the season, this is why I say don't think short-term, think long-term. They're saying, if this comes back around, this stuff is clearly not completely there yet. So why even hold on to the potential, but maybe this is it, especially if they're making sure to present it just as it was in the past, right? Raccoon energy. This is about solving problems. So again, without this happening, you wouldn't have been bringing it back into balance the way it needs. If there is potential for this to move forward and flourish the way it's meant to, but things need to be adapted. Maybe entrepreneur, maybe individual businesses were meant to be created, or you could be a collective. Let's get one more for that. You've got 1717 here. That could be important. 17th of September, 6th of the 8th, 8th of the 6th. Reconciliation, but the anchor. How are you going to get through a tower or a tornado? How are you going to get a reconciliation without creating this first, right? So stability through the endurance, security, perseverance, willpower, which this collective, this is something that is definitely being active, that yang energy for you right now. The same for this person. You can only find harmony through the storm if you let go of it and trust. You've got to remove yourself from the past pain here. That's why it needs time, right? I always say people that make up, break up, or think a 2-week, 1-month separation is so long. No. It can take years to heal energy like this. But if it's meant to be, it will not pass you by. Last one. This is good. Steady movement forward. Everything that you thought you couldn't, you're learning you can, going the distance. I will say though, let's get one more. Okay, you've got aging over time, developing, Wheel of Fortune. It could be fated. I was going to say there's nothing here. The things that worked against you taught you that your perseverance would pay off. New things on the horizon through talking to myself. I was saying there's a reason. You can see there's a lot of things here that there is potential for you guys to create and have long-term longevity with. But there's a reason no divine energy came out, because this collective, that's clearly something that needs to be let go of, because you just stay blinded to this person's behavior because of the creation up here, the potential, right? I always say, yes, you guys get that 4D activation, but it's letting go of the timeline and just focusing on self. Okay, I just want to get tarot for this collective in general. I just want to see what you're being prepared for. All right, next big thing on the horizon for this collective. Wasn't expecting that. Whoa, wasn't expecting that either. Okay. Hold on. Six of Cups, lovers, one more. I'm just going back to that middle of the season. I wasn't really thinking something. Next big thing for this collective. There's clearly something coming in your soul contract to do with this Six of Cups. This card specifies reigniting the past, second chance at love. With the Lovers here, it is a card of reconciliation, but it's a card of harmony, duality, and important decisions as well, to move with the heart, not the mind. You do have potential here to move on from a storm, right? But these are very beautiful. I do think whatever situation, there could be some things flourishing when it comes to your business as well. But there is definitely active. But even as beautiful as these cards are, remember to really move on from the storm. You need to get past the storm. And from what I can see, Eight of Pentacles in reverse is very repetitive. It's stuck, right? So I do think there's potential for you to eventually move out of the storm. But I do think what's coming next for you, anything in life that's been repetitive, stuck, hamster wheel, things that need to be changed are really going to start accelerating in your day-to-day life. And I always say big lessons, it's funny how they play out. I don't think it's just this collective where this is stuck for you. I think there's other areas of your life that need a little bit of an ignition and a shake-up, right? Just kind of the theme of this reading. So yes, you may have an end to here, but remember to get out of the storm needs to be removed. And I said before, the universe makes sure to present things exactly the same when it's not right for you. They'll present it with an obstacle to show you this is a no-win situation. Learn when to walk away from the no-win situation. Stop trying to endure through a no-win situation, right? Because you're choosing the painful path, right? I just want one more for these three. Divine timing. So this, remember this part here, middle of a season. So right at the start, I said it's up to the cosmos when they trigger things, but 9 times out of 10, it's for a lesson. So just my advice for this collective, you may have something coming with this connection, but is it presenting the same as the past, right? Divine timing isn't just at play for your reconciliation. It's always at play in your life. But there's patience required. You need to trust the process. You need to trust the perfect timing. When it's meant to be, it will always be. We say that, right? So whatever storm may be coming, don't see it terribly. See it as something you can ascend from, something you can learn from. This is lovely, but this card is the one that tells all, especially because it's the one that's sticking out. And this is what happens when clearly it comes in for this collective that, is it time, right? If it's repetitive or feels the same, it's not time. Find the lesson in it. Okay, let's get one more. Toxic. So they're going to show you this is toxic right now. You're still in the midst of rebuilding that tower, that tornado. They're going to make it very relevant. Everything I hear, this may present very surface level. Oh my God, they're back. But the depth of it. What's really going on here? What lessons do I need to, why am I still so receptive over someone that's broken me and is coming in with a hey or an ad or a like of it? Because that's what will happen for this collective. The right collective, your cycles here is the feeling abandoned and rejected. So they're not going to come in and make you feel, right? So instead of just seeing their name and completely losing your marbles, see the repetitive energy. Let's get one more for the gaslighting. This is what they're going to repeat. The gaslighting, making you feel like a rebound or an option. Sign. And it's not to be doom and gloom and I'm crazy, I'm this. It's to finally break the layer. Remember what we said at the start. They'll keep making you feel the same thing till you ascend from it. Okay? Truth. All right. Especially, okay, Three of Cups both ways, especially with rebound and stuff here. And I said at the start, there's truths here that have not been spoken. It wouldn't surprise me if there's attached energy that this collective had intuition about, but you've probably tried to push it away with denial because it's like you don't want to believe it, right? I say for true divines, there's always karmic interference long before you guys turn up. Yes, it can be love, family, but it's love as well. Toxic love that's been around for a very long time. Now, to have Three of Cups both ways, trying to push to see this person or go out or let's go do this, let's go do that, but there could be third-party friction, someone else's influence in the background. There's things here, this next point of coming in, this Six of Cups, it ain't time. It's not time. So the last thing you want to do is be trying to push to see this person, especially if they're coming in, making you feel gaslighted and some form of option in their life, not making you feel like a priority. Don't lead with passion. So this love bubbling under the surface, but thinking of so many things, but then boom, leading with passion, leading with lust, leading with desire. So it really shows what comes next in this dynamic. This collective, you may have a tendency to fall back into the old, have strength while watching this or strength in silence. But then as it comes, and this is why they're wanting you to get that organization, to focus on yourself and be happy and all the things we were talking about. So when it does come to this point, you're choosing yourself, not something toxic, something repetitive, something that's making you feel like an option or something that's making you feel gaslighted, right? This collective, you have such a, I need to know what's going on, what happened here, what happened there, like you can't get past it, right? So this is another thing they're wanting you to ascend from, letting those things go. Not feeling that knowing answers to things that you do not know, the unseen, is going to soothe you. It's going to hurt you more. I always say whatever's meant to be revealed will always be revealed. And this is why I tell you guys to stay away from Pandora. The stalking, the lurking, the checking the profiles, checking the followers, checking this. Why? Imagine if you found something. And the universe will only protect you for so long, and then they're going to make you find something. I don't know why people do it to themselves. Just let the full circle moment come when it's meant to. You don't need to know you don't need to know why. This collective, you really think if you just knew why, it would make you feel better. It won't. It'll make you feel worse, so let it go. As we're talking about the little detective here, just be careful, because this can be a lot to do with unanswered question, unresolved issues with maybe you're trying to have active listening over something that there's only one of you wanting the compromise, the conversation. Other one, not so much, right? And maybe there is something about career-wise that, remember I said maybe you're wanting to take a course or wanting to evolve a little bit in the mind, or there could be something here, because I am feeling career with this as well, where something needs to be seen a little bit differently. Hold on. Chariot. I think there's something about your destiny, your journey. I wanted one more for the career path, right? But it needs willpower, dedication. There's something here with your yang, because I kept feeling it throughout this reading. There's something here that's destined, clearly, but there's something that needs to be focused on, right, when it comes to your career right now. So don't get distracted by this rubbish. Okay. All right, back and forth, the juggling, Two of Pentacles. It ain't time. So, very different masterminds coming together, but it could be something a little bit left field from what you do that does need you to kind of open your horizons a little bit internally, or again, maybe do a course. Or I feel there's a huge opportunity that's coming that might make you feel like a little fish in a big pond. It might activate imposter syndrome or something, but they're saying go for it. It's part of your journey. Maybe that's something that you need to focus on in the midst of all of this. That is part of your destiny. This distraction. And if love has always been a distraction for you in life, you prioritize love over yourself, you forget your true needs and wants, you adapt to your partner's schedule or your friends and family, you lavish your love on one person, everything else goes out the window. That's another lesson you need to learn. So what are they going to keep doing until you learn that lesson? Give you an opportunity in the midst of an opportunity where you should be focusing on yourself. They're going to give you something either distraction or destructive in love to see, well, have you learned that lesson too, to put yourself first? Even if it's a beautiful, flourishing love, the right partner's not going to make you clip your wings and not want to encourage you to grow. They're not going to hold you back from something like this. And people that feel that they just have to adapt their whole life to their partner, that's a trauma trait, right? The reason this is coming out. One more overall. Six of Pentacles, and all of this, all of it. Are you feeling valued? Equal give and take, right? You're a giver. You're a self-sacrificer. You give. So make sure that is being given back to you in return. If it's not boundaries, work, family, love, friends. Remember that, right? This is reminding me a lot of that reading I did the other day. Different energy, but a lot of the same lessons. Two of Cups. So business, collaboration, soul connections, partnerships, right? People you're in synergy with, but also love, the right love. Equality, equal, harmonized, in balance. Your soul contract's really being activated. You've got your next point of big action. There's some big things. For the right collective, there's something big with work in the midst of it all, right? Okay. I don't know why. I'm being called to get you a couple of these just quickly. I'll close this off. I'm just being told to, just a couple, just three, please. Lessons, stop it. This is the cycle to learn it. I felt it all the way through. You wouldn't have been listening if this is your cycle. Wisdom gained, completing a cycle, growing through the experience. You're wiser now. Let this be the layer you break. Okay? The shadow work. I knew we needed to get these. Facing hidden fears, exploring darker emotion, accepting the imperfections, the rejection, who cares? Meeting your darker self. Without the darkness, we do not find our light. So why do people run away from the darkness? It's that over emotion, the anxiety. We talk about it all the time. It's what grows you. Embrace it. Learn from it. So you don't have to keep repeating it. It's not that life gets easier. We get better. We learn how to deal with life through the dark emotion. One more. Truth, me versus me. It's you against yourself, right? Where you probably curse your team. It's you against you. So true. Self-competition, but personal growth. Becoming better than yesterday. Small steps, big accomplishments. Life doesn't get easier. We get better. You're your only competition. That's what it's saying in this last one. Boundary. This was needed. This was needed. So you got a lesson of boundaries coming up. If you didn't watch that reading, it's the reading. I'm wearing a hot pink shirt. It wasn't yesterday, the day before, or the day before that. If you haven't seen that reading, I definitely recommend this collective. watching that. Not that it's your collective, but I think there's less because we really went into boundaries, right? Saying no firmly. And sometimes a no is a no. You don't need to explain yourself. A simple no is a boundary. Protecting your peace, setting limits clearly. Enough is enough. Remember that, right? Break the cycle. Sit in the anxiety. You've got this. Very good. Very good. All right. It's a bit of a tough love reading, but for the right collective, you would have got some good, some strength in that for what's coming, right? Oh, stop it. Whatever's coming, it's coming quick. You've got the lightning. For some of you, I think you're in the midst of it. And I think you're just staying firm, and this is finding you to not break, right? The golden elixir. These two are my twin charms. So I don't want to confirm it for this collective. You got to detach from that label. But golden elixir, there's something with divine timing calling in this lesson right now. But it's protected. The love is protected, but it doesn't mean it's time. Okay? Perseverance. More perseverance is needed, but the perseverance, the luck will be by your side. The golden butterfly with the dolphin. But is there effective communication? Maybe keep an eye out for that. Full moon energy tonight's the full moon here in Australia. Balancing dolphin seashell. You got dolphin charm and dolphin seashell. That could be a sign, and the letter H. Okay. All right, I just heard Haley. 15, 14, 11, 11. 14th of the 11th, 15th of the 11th, 11th of the 2nd, 2nd of the 11th, 5th of the 11th, 11th of the 5th, 24th of the 11th, 24th of the 5th. That just went to 12. 4 by itself, 12th of the 1st, 1st of the 12th, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2. 2nd of the 12th, 12th of the 2nd, 2nd of the 6th, 6th of the 2nd, and again, 2nd of the 6th, 6th of the 2nd, or 262, angel number. Did I say 26th of the 2nd? Or that. All right, I love you guys, and have a great day. Oh my, you are not going to believe this. I have to tell you guys. So I went to sit up on my chair, right? And this card was here. And remember when I was reading this and I said, there is a reason they did not show me the divine card for you guys, because you got to let go of the label. Guess what card fell out that I was sitting on? Stop it. Sign.